Let me ask you something. Every day you are making a business decision based on what happened yesterday, right? What if you could actually see what's going to happen tomorrow before you spend any single dollar? This is what we're going to talk about today. So, what exactly is a digital twin? Think about it this way. Imagine having a virtual copy of your entire business that runs right alongside your real one. It's watching, it's learning, and can also tell you the following. If you do XYZ, this is going to happen in 3 days. And right from this phrase, you can have also the confidence rate from the model. How valuable this phrase would be for you when you have a critical dilemma for your business and you want to make a decision. It's like a crystal ball, but that one, it uses your own actual data, the data you generate from your work every single day. It's not just fortune tellers guesswork. Let me tell you what happened with a retail store I work with to build a sample of a digital twin. Here is the problem they had. They wanted to make purchases from the right vendor with the best prices, of course, but they wanted to have the right inventory availability to not lose sales on the daily run. And the challenge is to avoid having huge amounts of credits in the future payments that may cause them to be out of cash. So how we manage that? We build an entire digital twin for the inventory system and only. This was the object we're trying to clone, right? We included information about the sales per SKU during the time, daily sales data. We also fitted the vendors' special offers and the general purchase policy. We included prices, special discounts, delivery times, and the credit time to pay every single purchase. So we found a nice formula where the company could put purchases up front and create an enough inventory to start the month and run that would not causes cash out, but it could generate cash in from the month's sales. And that way, we just predicted what is the best way to make the purchases. What is the main huge impact of a digital twin in an everyday business today? Digital twins are able enough to recognize the trends as you, as a business owner, but a digital twin can help you to find the hidden reasons that causes these trends. You know, it's easy for you to see that there is a peak of sales at the end of special offers period. It's easy for you to predict a trend on the Black Friday. It's easy for you to predict uh, the extra demand of specific product because of the weather changes. Quite easy. What makes the difference is your well understanding of what is that causes this trend. So, having this information, for example, the weather, if you know that the weather is going to change in 1, 2, 3 weeks, you can adjust your strategy based on that, right? So, the digital twin brings the value by finding the reason for having a trend in the market so you can use it to adjust your strategy today. There are a couple of cases, very important ones, where we cannot understand these trends. And this is true. It's not everyday thing. We have to investigate on data. And sometimes the way we think about our data and the findings get us to be confused. An AI model can find these things. It can also get confused, but it can also be self-learned. Now, let me clear something up because people get confused. Digital twins are not AI agents. You know what an AI agent is? It's like hiring a digital employee. He can do things. He goes and completes tasks for you automatically. A digital twin just shows you what will happen when you give him the data. So you are the guy who has to make the decision. Think about it. An agent might auto reorder inventory for you. The twin tell you if you order now, you will overstock because demand is expected to drop in a few next weeks. It's a big difference. Is it a recommendation engine? No. Recommendation engines are like Netflix. You might like this, they suggest options based on patterns. A digital twin shows you consequences. If you stock this product, you will sell 45 units, but cannibalize another product by 30%. So he just he's responsible to bring you all the key metrics you need to know to make a more accurate decision. And also, a digital twin is not a simulator. Simulators are like video games. The same rules every time on practice mode. All right? We may create the simulator's environment very strictly, but simulators do not receive live data. They have a packed version. It's like a screenshot that remains the same till we go and update it. On the other hand, digital twins involve the real business data every single day. It's a big difference. So, how do you actually build a digital twin for your business? First of all, you have to decide which are the data sources you want to use, right? You can use anything you want, internal and external data sources. Internal data sources are those that create data inside your business, like your CRM or your ERP, the meeting transcripts, which for my personal opinion is that meeting transcripts are the absolute gold in business. You can use email conversation, Slack messages, WhatsApp messages, any spreadsheet, any report, any Google Doc, anything you generate while you produce the value you sell. You can also include external data sources like, well, the weather. We see this case in digital twins for agriculture, or sales trends, anything that is coming that and creates a trend, and it comes from reasons outside the business. So when you design the data sources, you have to take all this data and firstly feed it into an LLM. You can use ChatGPT, Claude, everything you prefer and you're mostly familiar with. And just ask it, what patterns do you see? What affects what? So, for example, when you feed an entire transcript and you give a couple of questions to your model to try and find an answer, you can understand from this conversation which are the patterns that and their relationships between each other. And this is important for your model. Then you, after finding the patterns and the relationships, you have to feed this data with the right relationship with each other into relational databases. You cannot feed this into an Excel sheet or a database like Airtable. This cannot work because the different nodes, different things or objects have multiple relationships with each other. So you cannot represent it in a column-based structure. These connections are very important, and you have to put also descriptions on them so your model can read and understand what is the actual connection between the sales on that specific product and the weather conditions, for example. What makes a digital twin actually to work? Here's the thing. The twin you have just created has to be able to answer real questions for you. Put down on the paper the questions you want to answer. He has to be able to return you back the right answer, like you need to hire two people, or a phrase like that. It has to guide you with information you need before you make a decision. To validate that your twin is capable enough, you can bring these questions validating his knowledge understanding, because you fitted the knowledge, but we have to validate that the twin can understand this information so he can come back to you with accurate information for your business. And it's important when you change something to keep it updated. That's why we use also live sensors or devices that can send immediately and automatically data into the knowledge graphs, so we can be sure that this can run automatically, so we don't have to do any manual work. And here is the question that comes to your mind. All right, and how can I get started with digital twins and how I can build one for my business? It's quite easier than you think, all right? The first step is to decide the data you want to use, the data sources, and then just get them and go and build a sample, a very tiny sample, using a specific period of time data, feed them into an AI, and try to create the knowledge base and see if from this screenshot of data, if what you just built can work for you. Personally, me, I use Neo4j MCP server, and I use Claude to have the AI's impact to take my transcripts, analyze them, answer my questions, create the structure for the knowledge graph, and then feed my data into the graph database on Neo4j. And in that way, I just build 0 to 1 samples as a tiny MVPs that can validate my ideas and my approach. And the approach is not to validate the methodology, it's to validate the questions we bring to the model and the things we want him to find to create the patterns and consequently to find the right structure. Because this is very important to have a knowledge base structure that can be easily understandable from your model. Okay, I talk enough. It's time for you to take an action. You can go and invest 1 hour from your time creating a tiny sample from a screenshot of data in your LLM. Just go and play with that. And then, validating the idea, you can go to the next steps of creating your knowledge graph and so on, the steps that follow. Let me know if you have any challenges. Let me know if you have any questions on the comments below. And feel free to learn more about the digital twins. There is a hidden gold and opportunity for us to build it and bring huge value in our business.